Most cars today are built to impress you for 3 years. These weren't. These SUVs are engineered to hit 300,000 miles without destroying your wallet. Welcome back to Adore Autos. If you're new here, our philosophy is simple. We focus on finding the absolute best value in the used car market, specifically targeting vehicles up to 10 years old. Why? Because that is where the depreciation curve flattens out, but the reliability hasn't fallen off a cliff, if you buy the right car. For this video, we are focusing on that sweet spot, 2016 to 2020. These cars are modern enough to have backup cameras, improved safety features, and Bluetooth integration you actually use daily. But they are old enough that the new car smell premium has evaporated, dropping them below that $20,000 mark. Now, I need to give you a reality check before we reveal car number one. Reliable does not mean magic. If you buy one of these and ignore the oil changes, the transmission fluid services, and the coolant flushes, it will die just like a cheap clunker. But if you treat these 5 machines with respect, they are engineered to return the favor by staying on the road while your neighbor's overcomplicated luxury SUV is waiting for a tow truck. We are looking for over-engineered powertrains and proven platforms. Coming in at number 1, we have a vehicle that completely changed the perception of its brand, the Mazda CX-5, specifically the 2016 through 2019 models. When this car launched, it was praised for its handling, but fast forward to today, and it's earning a reputation for bulletproof reliability. Here is why this car is a longevity beast. In an era where almost every competitor, from Nissan to Subaru to Honda, switched to continuously variable transmissions, CVTs to save fuel, Mazda refused. They stuck with their Skyactiv Drive 6-speed automatic transmission. This is a traditional torque converter automatic. It is robust, easy to service, and doesn't suffer from belt slippage or failure rates we see in high-mileage CVTs. Under the hood, you want the Skyactiv G 2.5-liter 4-cylinder. This is a naturally aspirated engine. No turbocharger on the base. Touring models to stress the internal components. We are seeing reports of these engines routinely hitting 250,000 miles. The direct injection system is high pressure, so you might need a valve cleaning service around the 100,000 mark, but mechanically, the block and head are solid. If you're shopping under $20,000, I highly recommend looking for a 2017 or newer model. That was the redesign year where Mazda added significant sound deadening and improved the interior materials. You can easily find a 2018 touring trim with around 70,000 miles in this budget. Also, keep an eye on the paint. Mazda's Soul Red is beautiful but tends to chip easily, so check the hood for damage. The only common electrical nuisance is the ghost touch on the infotainment screen, which can cause the radio to change channels on its own. It's annoying, but it won't leave you stranded on the side of the highway. Next up, we have the heavyweight champion of the segment, the Honda CR-V. But, and this is a critical but, you need to be a detective when shopping for this one. If you want to hit 300,000 miles without headaches, you need to buy the right engine. For the 2017 to 2019 model years, Honda offered 2 engines. The higher trims got the new 1.5-liter turbo. While that engine is peppy, it suffered from oil dilution issues in cold climates where unburned fuel would wash past the piston rings and mix with the oil. Not great for long-term bearing life. However, the base model LX trim kept the old-school engine. The 2.4-liter naturally aspirated K24. This engine is legendary. It is arguably one of Honda's best 4-cylinder engines. It uses port injection, so you don't get the carbon buildup on the valves that newer engines do. It is simple, understressed, and incredibly durable. If you can find a 2016 model, the last year of the previous generation, or a 2017 to 2019 LX trim, you are buying a tank. The 2016S used a traditional 5-speed automatic, while the newer ones moved to a CVT. Honda's CVT is generally better than the competition, but fluid changes every 30,000 miles are non-negotiable if you want it to last. The trade-off? The LX trim is basic. You might get cloth seats and steel wheels. But if your goal is a car that starts every single morning for the next 15 years, the 2.4-liter CRV is the smartest money you can spend. Plus, the CRV's cargo space is massive compared to almost anything else in this class, making it the most practical family hauler for the price. Number 3 is a car that I think is criminally underrated and often forgotten. It's the 2016 Toyota Venza. We are specifically looking at the 2016 model year, which was the final year of the first generation before it went into a hiatus. Think of the Venza not as an SUV, but as a Toyota Camry that went to the gym and bulked up. It rides on the Camry chassis, known for its extreme durability. But the reason it makes this list is the engine. The 3.5-liter V6, known as the 2GRFE. This is the same V6 Toyota put in the Highlander, the Sienna, and the Lexus RX. It puts out nearly 270 horsepower, making it much faster than the 4-cylinder SUVs on this list. And that engine is practically impossible to kill. Because the Venza looks a bit like a station wagon, it doesn't have the cool factor of a 4Runner or a RAV4. That is great news for your wallet. You don't pay the Toyota tax quite as heavily here. You can find pristine, one-owner examples with the V6 for around $16,000 to $18,000. Mechanically, these are tanks. The 6-speed automatic transmission is geared for comfort and longevity. Common issues? Honestly, very few. You might see some wear on the rubber oil cooler lines on high-mileage units, which should be replaced with metal lines to prevent a catastrophic leak. But that's about it. It's comfortable, it's quiet, and while the tech inside looks dated compared to a 2020 model, the powertrain is capable of reaching 300,000 miles with very few non-routine repairs. It is the ultimate sleeper choice for reliability. Coming in at number 4, we're stepping into luxury, but not the fragile, overcomplicated kind. This is the Lexus NX, specifically the 2016 to 2019 NX, 200T, and NX 300 models. Here's the key thing to understand about Lexus. This is Toyota engineering with a tuxedo on. Underneath the premium leather and the spindle grille, the NX shares a lot of DNA with the Toyota RAV4, but with tighter build quality and better long-term durability. The engine you want here is the 2.0-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. Now I know, earlier I said avoid turbos, and that's generally good advice. But Toyota and Lexus are the exception. This engine is conservatively tuned, well-cooled, and not pushed anywhere near its limits. When properly maintained, we're seeing these engines comfortably pass 200,000 miles, and there are already high-mileage examples well on their way to 300,000. The transmission is a traditional 6-speed automatic, not a CVT, which is a huge win for long-term reliability. Inside, the NX feels significantly more solid than most compact SUVs from this era. The doors shut with a reassuring thunk, the materials hold up extremely well, and the seats still look good even at high mileage. Now, here's the trade-off. Maintenance costs are slightly higher than a Toyota. Oil changes and brakes will cost a bit more, and Lexus parts aren't bargain bin cheap. But you're paying for a vehicle that was engineered to age gracefully. No peeling dashboards, no collapsing interiors. This is a luxury SUV you can actually keep for a decade or more without it turning into a financial nightmare. Under $20,000, you're looking at a 2016 or 2017 model with around 90,000 to 110,000 miles. That might sound high, but for a Lexus, that's just middle age. Finally, and arguably the most proven long-distance runner on this list, is the 2016 to 2019 Toyota Highlander. If your priority is space, durability, and stress-free ownership for the long haul, this is one of the safest bets you can make. The engine you want here is the 3.5-liter V6, Toyota's legendary 2GR series. This is not a new experiment. This engine has been around for years and has powered everything from minivans to luxury SUVs. It's smooth, naturally aspirated, timing chain-driven, and massively overbuilt. Seeing these engines cross 250,000 miles is common. Seeing them push toward 300,000 with routine maintenance? Absolutely realistic. The transmission is a traditional 6-speed automatic. No CVT, no gimmicks. That matters if you plan to keep the vehicle long term, especially if you're hauling kids, gear, or towing light loads. This powertrain combo has been refined for reliability, not fuel economy bragging rights. Now let's talk practicality. It's one of the most family-friendly vehicles ever built, and unlike many three-row SUVs from this era, the interior materials actually hold up. Switchgear stays solid, seats don't collapse, and rattles are minimal even as the miles climb. Under $20,000, you're realistically shopping a 2016 or 2017 model with around 100,000 to 120,000 miles. That may scare some buyers, but this is a Highlander. That mileage is simply the halfway point if it's been serviced properly. Common issues? Very few. You'll want to keep up with water pump inspections on higher mileage V6 models and stay disciplined with transmission fluid services. Do that, and this SUV will quietly outlast almost anything else in your neighborhood. If you want one vehicle that can handle daily commuting, road trips, snow, kids, pets, and still be running strong a decade from now, the Highlander is one of the smartest long-term purchases you can make. So there you have it. 5 SUVs that prove you don't need a massive budget to get massive longevity. These aren't the flashiest cars on the road. They don't have the biggest screens or the wildest tech. But that's exactly the point. If your goal is to buy something once and drive it for the next 10 to 15 years, reliability beats novelty every single time. The secret isn't chasing the newest model. It's choosing proven engines, proven transmissions, and platforms that have already stood the test of time. Remember, hitting 300,000 miles isn't about luck. It's about discipline, regular oil changes, transmission services, fixing small issues before they become big ones. If you do that, these vehicles are engineered to go the distance. If this video helped you shop smarter, hit that like button. It really helps the channel. Subscribe to Adore Autos if you want more no-nonsense guides to buying cars that won't drain your bank account. And let me know in the comments, which one of these would you trust with 300,000 miles? I'll see you in the next one.